You think your dog notices your sadness because you cry, because you look upset, because you stop smiling. But that's not actually when they know. In many cases, your dog senses something is wrong with you before you even realize it yourself. And the reason is far deeper and more emotional than most people understand. There's a moment almost every dog owner has experienced but never fully thought about. You're sitting quietly. Maybe you've had a long day. Maybe nothing bad even happened. But your dog suddenly walks over, rests their head on you, stares at you differently, or refuses to leave your side. And you think they're being cute. But what if that behavior isn't random affection at all? What if your dog is reacting to changes inside you that even your own brain hasn't processed yet? Because scientifically, dogs are constantly reading human emotional signals at a level most people completely underestimate. And the scary part? Sometimes your dog understands your emotional state more honestly than the people around you do. Dogs evolved beside humans for thousands of years. Not near us, beside us. Their survival literally depended on reading human behavior correctly. Over time, their brains adapted to study tiny emotional shifts, body posture, breathing patterns, eye movement, tone changes, scent changes, even hormone fluctuations. Your dog isn't just watching you. They're analyzing you all the time. And here's where it gets heartbreaking. Humans are actually very good at hiding emotions from themselves. You can tell yourself you're fine. You can distract yourself. You can smile through stress. But your nervous system still changes underneath all of that. Your heart rate shifts. Your cortisol levels rise. Your movements become slightly slower. Your voice loses energy in ways you don't notice consciously. Your dog notices. And once you understand how, you'll never look at them the same way again. Researchers found that dogs can recognize emotional changes through human scent alone. When people experience stress or sadness, the body releases different chemical compounds through sweat and breath. To another human, invisible. But to a dog, it's obvious. Their sense of smell is so powerful, they can detect emotional changes long before visible behavior appears. That means your dog may know you're emotionally struggling, while you're still trying to convince yourself everything is okay. And what they do next says everything about how deeply bonded they are to you. Some dogs become quieter. Some stay physically closer. Some start following you room to room. Others rest against your chest or feet more often. And most owners misunderstand this completely. They think the dog is needy, clingy, dramatic. But in reality, many dogs are responding to emotional instability inside their human pack member. And what happens when dogs suddenly stop doing these comforting behaviors is something most people completely miss. Because when a dog feels emotionally disconnected from their owner, they sometimes withdraw instead of approach. They observe from a distance. They become uncertain. Your emotional state affects them more than you think. That's because dogs don't just experience your emotions. They mirror them. Scientists call this emotional contagion. It's when one being absorbs and reflects the emotional energy of another. Studies have shown dogs' stress levels often synchronize with their owners over time. If you live in constant anxiety, your dog's body can begin operating in a prolonged stress state too. Think about that for a second. Your dog may be carrying emotional weight simply because they love you, and yet they still stay beside you. That's what makes this bond so different from almost any other relationship humans experience. Your dog doesn't care about your success, your appearance, your status, your mistakes. They respond to emotional truth, the version of you underneath everything else. And sometimes they see pain in you that you haven't admitted yet. Have you ever noticed your dog acting strange right before you break down emotionally? Maybe they became unusually affectionate. Maybe they stare at you constantly. Maybe they wouldn't leave your side for hours. A lot of owners think this is coincidence. It isn't. Dogs are experts at predicting patterns. They study your routines every single day. Over time, they learn the subtle signs that happen before emotional events. Tiny behavioral shifts, different walking speed, silence, restlessness, changes in sleeping habits, changes in scent chemistry. To your dog, sadness has a pattern, and once they learn it, They react before the emotional collapse fully happens. But here's something even deeper. Your dog isn't comforting you because they understand sadness the way humans do. They comfort you because your pain affects their sense of safety and connection. In a dog's mind, you are home. You are stability. So when your emotional energy changes, their world changes too. That's why some dogs panic when owners cry. Some lick tears obsessively. Some push toys into their owner's lap. Some physically lean their entire body weight against you. They're trying to reconnect emotionally, trying to stabilize the bond. And the heartbreaking part is many people ignore these moments completely. They pet the dog absent-mindedly and move on without realizing what just happened. But your dog was trying to communicate, not with words, with presence. If this is changing how you see your dog, hit like and subscribe. Because most people go their entire lives loving dogs without truly understanding what dogs are feeling back. Now here's where things become almost unbelievable. Studies using brain imaging discovered that dogs respond strongly to human voices, especially emotional tones. Your dog may not understand every word you say, but they absolutely understand emotional energy in your voice. That's why you can say something loving in an angry tone and your dog becomes confused or anxious instantly. They trust emotion more than language. And honestly, humans probably should too, because your dog reacts to who you really are in a moment, not who you pretend to be. That's why they often approach people who are silently hurting. It's also why emotionally neglected dogs sometimes become deeply attached to emotionally wounded humans. They recognize emotional uncertainty because they live with it too. And maybe that's part of why humans feel so safe around dogs. Not because dogs are perfect, but because dogs are emotionally honest. There's no manipulation, no pretending, no hidden agenda. When your dog sits beside you during your worst moments, they aren't trying to fix you. They're saying something far simpler. You're not alone. And what most owners never realize is how much dogs sacrifice emotionally to maintain that connection. Your stress becomes their stress. Your routines become their world. Your absence changes their nervous system. Your sadness affects their behavior. Yet they continue showing loyalty over and over again in ways humans often fail to notice. Even small things matter to them. The way you greet them, the tone you use, whether you make eye contact, whether you seem emotionally distant. Dogs constantly monitor these interactions because their bond with you is survival level important in their brain. So when your dog quietly checks on you, when they follow you during hard days, when they place their head on your lap for no reason, it may not be random affection at all. It may be concern, real concern. And maybe the saddest part of all this is realizing how often dogs give humans emotional support without ever receiving the same level of understanding back. Because while people spend years trying to train dogs, most never learn how to emotionally listen to them. But once you start paying attention, you notice everything differently. The pauses, the staring, the silent companionship, the way they seem to know exactly when to come closer. And maybe that's because your dog isn't just reacting to your behavior. They're responding to your emotional existence itself. So the next time your dog suddenly rests beside you when you feel off, don't ignore it. The next time they stare into your eyes after a hard day, notice it. The next time they refuse to leave your side while you're emotionally exhausted, understand what's really happening. Your dog isn't just behaving. They're communicating, and in their own quiet way. They may have been trying to protect your heart long before you realized it was hurting.